This is only one of 8 different items that you will find within the book. As you flip through, for example, you will find a piece about the Jedi Code. As you flip through, you will find, when you get to the end of part 1, it's interesting, there's pages torn out dealing with the prophecy of the Chosen One, presumably pulled out by Sidious. They are purposely torn out here, and there's a little note with it, basically with Luke saying, hey, when I got it, the pages were already torn out, don't blame me. So that's 3 different items here. Again, as you keep flipping through, you eventually come to, this is kind of an interesting one. It's a little square. It shows the outside of the Jedi Temple, but you can unfold the square, and there's more of a layout of the inside of the Jedi Temple, a little bit more about it there, which is kind of interesting. Again, keep flipping and flipping. You're going to find, I'm trying to flip through here without having anything drop into my lap, some interesting, odd little pieces here. In fact, I think I probably just skipped one. Jedi Council, how it was set up, etc., etc. Lightsaber construction. This is, something just fell down, that's why I just looked down. This is one of the odd little pieces here. This is a napkin, presumably a napkin from a restaurant. The restaurant's little logo on there, right? But if you unfold it extremely carefully, you're going to find that this is where sketches of a new lightsaber were drawn. You must be extremely careful with some of these little inserts. This one in particular. There's also, the one that I dropped here, excuse me, one of those Jedi coins from the Corellian Jedi, as discussed in the expanded universe here. Jedi symbol on one side, lightsaber with the Jedi Temple in the background on the other, though you probably can't see it very well there on the cam, the webcam here. Again, you keep flipping and flipping, you will eventually find yourself with, and this is a little creepy to me actually, a cut Padawan braid. Intriguing. And a little Jedi Starfighter Corps patch. Now once you've removed those 8 items, there are only 8 specific items, but they're very cool little collectibles here, tied into the in-universe stuff. You've got really a great book to flip through for pictures, interesting annotations, great artwork. It looks like an old-style textbook, great information, new characters introduced. From an EU standpoint, it introduces a lot of stuff, though pretty much anytime Dan Wallace writes something, there's some really cool new EU stuff built in. He takes what already exists and builds upon it, introducing new characters, new situations, and things like that kind of go into the overall saga. This makes for a great book to flip through or to read to learn a lot more about the Jedi. The Jedi Path is a definite recommended item for its content. Here's the trick, though. First of all, as you noticed a moment ago when I was pointing it out, some of these little pieces that come with it, some of these 8 artifacts, are kind of flimsy. This is not something you would want to buy for a little child, or something you want to have around pets that might run off with little bits and pieces of it. These items, while very cool, so I'm dropping things here, these items, while very cool, are not items that allow this to necessarily be something for a kid. If you have a child who is a Star Wars fan, I would not recommend this book, with all of its little pieces, as I've shown them now for a second time. I would not recommend this book for kids, unless you want to pay money on something that costs a pretty penny for a Star Wars book that is very likely they will destroy, at least in part, thanks to all those little sort of flimsy add-ons. They're great little pieces, but it's just like the Star Wars Vault. I would not recommend it for kids. Too easy to lose things, too easy to destroy things. On the losing side of things, I would not take this anywhere with you. This is not a book you would travel with. It's one to read while sitting in one place, unless you take all the little pieces out and only carry the book itself with you to read, and even then, I would still be careful with it because it is a very cool little piece, but it is somewhat expensive for a Star Wars book. Of course, when you're done reading this great piece, you're going to want to put it back into its container. So here is our vault. Notice that after a while, the lights do turn off, so it's not taking up your battery power. You're going to take this centerpiece, push it down until it clicks. The book goes right back inside. You take these side pieces and push them forward, and they move up until they come back down, line up, and snap into place. And you've got your closed vault. So, you've seen inside Star Wars The Jedi Path. You've heard me sing its praises for its EU information, the cool little trinkets and stuff, but you do know that it's not one for kids or one to travel with. The question now is, should you purchase it given its price tag? This is how the Jedi Path comes. It's sort of a prestige item you can tell just by looking at it. It is meant for Star Wars memorabilia collectors or EU collectors, not necessarily the casual reader. It is not like Jedi vs. Sith, where you just pick it up in a bookstore, take it with you wherever, flip through it, read the thing. It's not that type of book. It is a presentation more so than it is a book per se, because all of it together gives you the overall effect. You probably can't see it, though, from there. The price tag on this, were you to buy at retail price up here in the corner, is $99.99. This is a $100 item here. Now, on the plus side, you can get it through Amazon, the way that I got it, for about $63. I think it was $62.99 or $59.99 or something along that lines, somewhere around between $55 and $65 when I purchased it online. That's still a pretty hefty price tag when it comes to just one Star Wars book, but of course it's got the vault container itself, it's got all the little items with it, it is a specially crafted thing, it's not regular paper, and so forth. If you are a Star Wars EU reader who's picking up things just to read, to learn more about the expanded universe, and you are either on a budget or you're someone who doesn't really go for the memorabilia aspect of things. Like you look at the Star Wars vault and don't think it is something that you would like to have because you're not into all the little artifacts that go in it, this is probably one to skip. It's an awesome item to have, maybe to ask for as a gift, but from the standpoint of going and spending $65 or so or $100 at full retail, the casual EU fan is probably going to want to skip this one. If you're a Star Wars collector, if you're heavy into the Jedi, heavy into the EU, and you have the money to spend, it's an awesome piece to have. It's a collector's piece. It's really a showcase piece to put in your collection. But it is one of those ones that you're going to probably read through once and keep as a display item after that. Chances are you're not going to read it over and over again because of just having to keep track of all the little pieces that go with it. It's a great piece. Phenomenally well done. It's actually by, if you look on the back, Becker and Mayer. These are the same people who did the Millennium Falcon 3D Owner's Guide. So they really know their stuff and are producing some great Star Wars stuff these days. But again, it is somewhat expensive. So is it recommended? Absolutely. It is highly recommended for EU collectors, for memorabilia fans, and so forth. Is it recommended at full price? If you can get it for much less, I would get it for much less. For $100, I would probably be looking at this as a good purchase, but one that because of my timelining and such, I could sort of justify. I'm not sure if the casual EU fan or even the hardcore EU fan could justify the full $100 price tag. On the other hand, you don't have to pay a full $100 price tag. You can get it for about 2/3 of the price or less looking at places like Amazon.com. At a discounted price, it is absolutely recommended to those, again, hardcore EU fans who like the memorabilia type stuff, the showcase type pieces. For a casual EU fan, just looking for something nifty to read or a guidebook, it's probably beyond one's price range. I hear enough people complaining about the price of the essential guides and the hardback novels including myself, unless you're getting away from the whole page count versus price thing that sometimes I rant about. But I'm not sure the casual EU fan is going to be someone who's going to appreciate the material enough in order to justify the price tag, especially with the way the economy is at the moment. You could buy a lot of Star Wars stuff for that $100 or that $65 beyond purchasing one of these. If you are a high-end EU collector, you really are into this stuff and you like showcase pieces, again, I keep saying this over and over again, it's hard to beat all these things we're doing on those visual showcases. It's really hard to beat the Jedi Path. From a look inside the Jedi, it is phenomenal. Again, the Jedi Path by Daniel Wallace from Becken and Meyer from Lucasfilm. You can check it out online and see different bits and pieces about what is in it. There's plenty of video reviews and such out there, including this one. But I would definitely look and see if this is something that would fit your budget before you decide to purchase it. It is probably not an impulse buy. Great stuff, though. With that, we'll wrap up this visual showcase. I'll see you again soon here on the Facebook page for the EU Review. Good night, everybody.